Alright, so let's talk about A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, Episode 1. And right away, I want to say this. This does not feel like Game of Thrones. It doesn't feel like House of the Dragon either. And that's not a criticism. That's the point. This episode immediately tells you what kind of story this is going to be. Smaller, more personal, grounded. This isn't about kings and dragons and prophecies driving the plot. This is about people on the margins of Westeros. People who usually get crushed when those big stories happen. The episode opens exactly where it should, with Dunk burying Sir Arlen. No music, no spectacle, just a big man digging a grave in softened spring soil. That detail matters. Spring in Westeros isn't just a season, it's a symbol. New beginnings, renewal, and here it's paired with death, which immediately sets the tone for the entire series. Dunk isn't just losing his knight, he's losing his father figure, his entire identity, the only life he's ever known. Sir Arlen wasn't a great lord, he wasn't famous, he was a hedge knight. Hedge knights live by the code, but without the protection or wealth that comes with banners and castles. They sleep in ditches, under hedges, hence the name. They scrape by, and sometimes they fall into crime. But Arlen didn't. That's the episode quietly tells us that Dunk's entire moral compass comes from this man. Not glory, not ambition, just doing the right thing because it's the right thing. And right away, the show establishes something different. This story is not cynical. We have to discuss that intro, though. The showrunners tease us like they are about to play the iconic Game of Thrones theme song and then literally take a shit on it, setting the comedic tone of this new story. After the burial, Dunk sets off with Arlen's gear. Ill-fitting armor, a battered shield, a sword that doesn't even really belong to him yet. There's a great visual here that mirrors the book. Dunk wearing things that don't quite fit, literally and figuratively. He's trying to step into a role he doesn't fully believe he's earned. And we get those flashes of Dunk's memories, being slapped around, being taught, being shaped, asking to be knighted and being ignored. These moments show us that Dunk is strong, but emotionally still very young. He talks about going to places like Lannisport, about joining the City Watch, and it's clear he has a very naive idea of what knighthood actually looks like in practice. This is a guy who still believes the stories. When Dunk reaches the inn, the place is empty. Everyone's gone to Ashford for the tourney. And this is where the show starts quietly planting seeds. There's a drunk lord at the fire who says he dreamed of Dunk. That line sounds like nonsense on a first watch. But if you know this world, dreams are never just dreams. We've seen this before. Daenerys the Dreamer, Targaryen visions, prophetic nightmares. The episode does not explain it. It doesn't need to. It just lets the line hang in the air. And then there's the coin left on the table, a Targaryen coin. Again, no commentary, just visual storytelling. This episode trusts the audience more than recent Thrones-era shows have. Outside the inn, Dunk meets the shaved-head stable boy, Egg, and immediately the dynamic is perfect. Egg is sharp, mouthy, observant. He clocks Dunk instantly. The armor, the rope belt, the shield. He knows Dunk is pretending. Dunk threatens him with a clout, not because he's cruel, but because that's how adults treated him when he was a kid. Egg asks to be his squire. Dunk refuses. And this moment tells you everything about both characters. Dunk thinks he's protecting the boy by saying no. Egg doesn't care about comfort. He cares about purpose. And when Dunk tosses him a coin and Egg doesn't pick it up, the show quietly tells you something very important. This kid isn't motivated by money. Ashford is chaos. Camps, merchants, knights, banners everywhere. And this is where the show leans hard into visual storytelling. You don't need dialogue to understand the social hierarchy. You see it in tents, in armor quality, in who takes up space. Dunk walks through it all like a giant child. He watches knights spar. He watches nobles posture. And you can see it starting to sink in that knighthood isn't what he imagined. We see the Fossaway cousins training. Apple imagery everywhere. Green apple versus red apple. Branches, rot, seeds. This is classic George R.R. Martin. House symbolism used to quietly foreshadow conflict. We won't get into spoilers here, but if you have read the books, this is a nice detail. Dunk goes to register for the tourney. And this is one of the most important scenes in the episode. Because here, Dunk has to say the words out loud, that he was knighted. And the Master of Games doesn't recognize Sir Arlen. The flashbacks are brutal. Dunk asking if he's a knight, Arlen dodging the question, never answering directly. This is where the audience realizes something Dunk hasn't fully confronted yet. He might not actually be a knight. The punishment joke is cruel, but it serves a purpose. It reinforces how dangerous false honor is in this world. Titles matter, witnesses matter, Bloodlines matter. Honor alone does not protect you. Then the puppet show. A dragon, a knight, a mirrored shield. This is mythology inside mythology. A story about a hero defeating a monster by using reflection instead of brute force. And standing there watching it is Tanzel Too Tall. This is love at first sight. And it's handled quietly. No melodrama, just a look. This moment matters more than it seems. As night falls, the tone shifts again. The banquet, the music, the dancing. This is the world Dunk wants to be part of, but doesn't quite belong to. This is where Dunk finally meets someone who talks to him like a human being. Sir Lionel Baratheon. Lionel is loud, physical, blunt, but he's honest. And their conversation is one of the best character moments in the episode. Lionel understands fear, duty, responsibility. He knows what it means to carry a name that comes with expectations. He tells Dunk something crucial. The gods made him big for a reason. This isn't just about jousting. It's about using what you're given instead of hiding from it. And for Dunk, that hits hard. Dunk fails to get confirmation from House Dondarrion. That door closes. He returns to his camp defeated. An egg is there. Fire lit, fish cooking, horses tended, everything Dunk needed, done without being asked. This is the moment Dunk becomes a knight in practice, even if not in name. He takes Egg as his squire, and then they look up at the sky. A shooting star. In Westeros, omens mean everything. But here, it's not about prophecy, it's about hope. Two people with nothing, choosing to believe tomorrow can be better. That's where the episode ends. Not with violence, not with betrayal, but with quiet optimism. This premiere isn't trying to shock you, it's trying to ground you. It's reminding you that Westeros isn't just shaped by kings and dragons, it's shaped by people like Dunk. People who choose honor even when the world doesn't reward it. And honestly, that might be the most refreshing thing this franchise has done in years. What did you guys think of the first episode? Did you love it as much as I did? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and get subscribed to follow along with our deep dives. These stories are some of my favorite written by George R.R. Martin, and I'm so glad that he's involved in the show. You guys are in for a treat.